Ah, Evelynn, the demoness of shadows. A name that should evoke images of seductive whispers, of shadows dancing, of a creature of pure, intoxicating malice. But instead, it summons a sigh, a weary shake of the head, and a long, drawn-out lament. Evelynn, poor Evelynn, has become a victim of Riot Games' own ambition, a tragic muse for their constant tinkering. Once, she was a master of deception, a predator who toyed with her prey, luring them into a false sense of security before unleashing a brutal, agonizing demise. Her lore, while perhaps a bit on the nose, was captivating. She was the embodiment of forbidden desires, a creature of the night who whispered promises of pleasure while delivering only pain. Then came the rework. The seductive temptress vanished, replaced by a monstrous, spiky demon. Gone were the subtle hints of danger, replaced by an in-your-face display of aggression. This new Evelynn was a departure, a radical shift that alienated many players. The gameplay, too, was altered, her strengths and weaknesses reshaped, leaving players scrambling to adapt to a champion they barely recognized. But Riot, bless their ambitious souls, weren't content. Another rework followed, a desperate attempt to recapture the magic of the past while retaining the monstrous aesthetic of the present. This iteration saw a hesitant return to the seductive elements, a tentative step back towards the character players had fallen in love with. Yet, the overall package still felt disjointed, a Frankenstein's monster of conflicting ideas. The result? A champion in a constant state of flux, a victim of Riot's own indecision. Evelynn has become a symbol of their struggles with champion identity, a cautionary tale of how overzealous reworks can damage a beloved character. Each new iteration brings with it a wave of player discontent, a chorus of complaints echoing through the forums and social media. Some praise the new direction, others mourn the loss of what came before. The problem lies not in the ambition, but in the execution. Riot seems to lack a clear vision for Evelynn, constantly shifting gears, chasing trends instead of honing a unique identity. They seem to forget that true power lies in simplicity, in embracing a core concept and building upon it, rather than constantly tearing it down and rebuilding it from scratch. Evelynn, in her current state, feels like a shadow of her former self, a pale imitation of the seductive demoness she once was. Her gameplay, while functional, lacks the finesse, the elegance, that defined her earlier iterations. She's become a frustrating enigma, a champion that promises so much but ultimately delivers so little. And so we wait. We wait for Riot to finally understand Evelynn, to rediscover the essence of her character, to give her the respect she deserves. We wait for the day when the demoness of shadows can finally reclaim her rightful place in the League of Legends universe, a creature of both beauty and terror, a predator who leaves her mark on the hearts and minds of all who dare to cross her path. This, my friends, is the tragic tale of Evelynn, a champion lost in the labyrinth of Riot's own making. A tale of missed opportunities, of squandered potential, and of a community left yearning for the return of a true icon. How can we remedy this? She needs another rework. Evelynn Rework, Whisper of Temptation. Core concept: a seductive and elusive assassin who manipulates enemies through fear and desire, rewarding skillful positioning and outplays. Passive: Shadow Embrace. Evelynn passively gains Shadow Embrace stacks by damaging enemies. Each stack grants bonus movement speed and attack speed. At maximum stacks, Evelynn enters a state of temptation, briefly charming nearby enemies and making her attacks deal bonus magic damage. Engaging in combat or leaving combat resets the stacks. Question: Hate Spike. Evelynn fires a spike of shadow energy in a target direction, dealing magic damage to the first enemy hit. If Hate Spike hits an enemy champion, it applies a Shadow Curse to them for a short duration. While Shadow Curse is active, Evelynn's basic attacks against the cursed target deal bonus magic damage and reduce their armor. W. Allure of Shadows. Evelynn becomes invisible for a short duration, gaining increased movement speed. While invisible, she can pass through units. Leaving invisibility grants her bonus movement speed and makes her next basic attack deal bonus magic damage and apply a short slow. E. Agony's Embrace. Evelynn unleashes a wave of dark energy in a cone, dealing magic damage to enemies hit. Enemies hit by Agony's Embrace are briefly slowed and have their magic resist reduced. If Evelynn hits an enemy champion with Agony's Embrace while they are affected by Shadow Curse, they are briefly charmed. R. Shadow Dance. Evelynn dashes to a target location, becoming briefly untargetable during the dash. Upon arrival, she unleashes a wave of shadow energy, dealing magic damage to enemies in the area. If Shadow Dance hits an enemy champion, it resets the cooldown of Hate Spike and refreshes the duration of Shadow Embrace. Key changes. Focus on seduction. The rework emphasizes Evelynn's seductive nature, with abilities that manipulate enemies and reward skillful positioning. Stealth and mobility. Allure of Shadows provides strong invisibility and mobility, allowing Evelynn to reposition and set up ganks effectively. Burst damage. Evelynn retains her burst damage potential, with Hate Spike and Shadow Embrace providing strong single-target damage. Teamfight presence. Agony's Embrace and Shadow Dance offer some teamfight utility, allowing Evelynn to disrupt enemies and provide crowd control. This rework aims to capture the essence of the original Evelynn while addressing some of the issues with her current iteration. It provides a more defined role as a stealthy assassin, emphasizes her seductive nature, and offers a more rewarding gameplay experience for players who master her kit. I hope this rework concept resonates with Evelynn fans and provides a starting point for discussion on how to bring the demoness of Shadows back to her former glory.